the day after Christmas brought strong winds, moving up to 45 kilometers across the entire country, and some serious whiteout conditions in Tohoku and Hokuriku. But things seem to be settling down for the weekend. Where are we now? What's going to happen as we go into New Year's? Let's take a look at the details and see what's coming up in your Soracast for December 28th, 2025. System that skated across Japan on December 26th put some record snowfall in parts of Hokuriku and Tohoku, prompting road closures, and it came with a bunch of travel impacts as well. New Chitose Airport up in Hokkaido reported 29 flight cancellations as of the 4 p.m. on the 26th. That system that went by was really powerful. Here, take a look at the 1500 meter chart for midnight as we came in from Friday evening into Saturday morning. You can see that low up in the Sea of Okhotsk, pulling up southerly winds on its right hand side, but pulling down Arctic air from Siberia on its left. Remember, lows flow counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere, and this shows how a powerful system like this can manipulate weather hundreds of kilometers away. On the surface, it pulled a heavy blanket of cold air over much of Japan, leaving really only the Kanto area and Okinawa unaffected. Not to sidebar anything, but Kanto weather often sees deviations from the rest of Japan, and this system that went by was really indicative of that. I'll explore this phenomenon in a future Soracast, but for now, let's move on. This blanket of cold air made overnight lows last night the coldest we have seen in many areas so far this winter. The lowest temperature recorded last night actually was at minus 23.4 degrees in Rikubetsu up in Hokkaido, while Saturday's warmest spot was a nice 23.2 in Hatsuhinode on Japan's southernmost island. Not Okinawa's main island, I'm saying, but the southernmost island of Okinawa Prefecture. Well, the big question on everyone's minds is, what do we have in store for the weather from Sunday on through the rest of the week and into New Year's Day? Well, to start off, let's go back to the 1500 meter chart. You know, this is my favorite chart, and let's run a short video clip. This video goes from this morning, Sunday, from 10 a.m. to January 1st at 11 p.m. So, during the evening tomorrow, Monday evening, the 29th, a light low does try to pull up some southerly air, but it doesn't do a very good job of it. Again, moving on here, we're going to see a similar effort on the hours of the 31st, but again, that does not last long. So keep those little points in mind as we move forward. Now, much like Saturday, today, Sunday, we'll have a much more settled weather than what we've seen in the past week. High pressure, usually associated with calmer weather and fair skies, moves in from the Yellow Sea and begins to dominate our weather from this morning and on into Monday morning. Monday evening, however, that smaller little low that I talked about in the 1500 meter charts, well, it does come up. It's popping up over the Sea of Japan. It's going to be bringing some precipitation with it over the usual areas, you know, the Sea of Japan coast, Tohoku, Hokkaido, but it will also be bringing up a little bit of southerly air and modestly warmer temperatures across the country. Now, that doesn't mean much, but what it does mean is that the precipitation will be in the form of rain, and maybe some rain mixed with snow up in Hokkaido, maybe a little snow out of this in the upper elevations. Now, the rain and snow over in the Sea of Japan coast, Tohoku and Hokkaido, that will taper off some on Tuesday, although it never really goes away. At the same time, a brief warming spike will pop up during the day. Now, Sapporo and Hokkaido will get up above freezing on Tuesday. Kanazawa will even see up to 10 degrees. It will be cloudy over most of the nation except over the Pacific coast, which should be having fair to partly cloudy skies throughout the day. So then we come into Wednesday, New Year's Eve. Well, Okay, that high doesn't last long, and the warm weather certainly doesn't last long either. Another low forms in the early morning hours in the Pacific off the east shore of the country. That low will be strengthening during the day Wednesday, and it will do what those lows in that position do. They will be pulling down cold air from Siberia, again from Russia and China, and it will be setting off another line of precipitation in the areas that have had so much skyfall since November. Again, you know them, the Sea of Japan coast, Tohoku, and Hokkaido. Rain and snow again cover the area from around Kanazawa on up to Hokkaido. Now, the day will start out with the area seeing mostly rain, but that will turn to snow as temperatures drop during the day, thanks to the action of that low pressure pulling colder air down from Russia and China. Total snow accumulations for 24 hours on Wednesday, from midnight Wednesday on up to midnight Thursday, will be about 3 centimeters or less in Kanazawa, but up to 16 centimeters in the Japan Alps facing the Sea of Japan side. Aomori, they're going to come out with about 3 to 5 centimeters. The snow, however, may even punch over through to the Tohoku Pacific coast, and those areas from Sendai on up will see somewhere between 2 to 3 up to 8 centimeters of new snow. Hokkaido, on the other hand, they're not going to see a lot of new accumulation, maybe 3 to 10 centimeters on the western side of the island. So temperatures on Wednesday will remain below zero in Hokkaido once that low moves through and starts to pull the cold air down. Much of northern Honshu as well, they're going to be on either side of zero, maybe very low single digits. Central Honshu, we're going to see highs in the single digits, and a lot of places will struggle to get above 3 to 5 degrees. Single digits will be going all the way down to Fukuoka. The central Pacific coast, however, will fare a little better. Osaka and Hiroshima will hit 10, Nagoya expects 9, and Tokyo will see 8 on New Year's Eve. Conditions will be variable with sun and clouds alternating along the Pacific coast and southern interior highlands. So, New Year's Day 2026. If I'm going to call it right now, I'm going to say that there's very few places in Japan where sunrise on January 1st will be a viewable event. Accurately calling out cloud cover 4.5 days out is really tricky stuff, but with the information I have now, I'm going to go on and say there will not be many areas in Japan where you can expect to see first dawn at the new year. The Sea of Japan coast, Tohoku and Hokkaido, of course, they're going to be dealing with snow as first light hits the country of the new year. Much of the rest of the nation will be under cloud cover. There may be some areas peeking out, but it's not going to be a wide open, beautiful sunrise for much of the nation. For the most part, weather-wise, January 1st will be pretty much a copy-paste of December 31st. Snow in some areas, and the Sea of Japan area, in the 24 hours of January 1st, we're going to look at up to 24 centimeters of new snow. Hokkaido, they're just going to get a dusting of a few centimeters. Hey, look, I just want to say thank you to everybody out there who has viewed, liked, and subscribed Soracast here. We started out earlier this year in 2025, and we have a lot of really good content planned for 2026. Not only weather, but we're going to go into science stories, and we want to branch out into other things. If you like weather and science related information coming out of Japan, go on, you know what to do. Stoink that like and subscribe button. We would love to have you along. Look forward to a great 2026 with you, and take care.